This nourishment is derived from the crystals of our world. It will sustain you.
Dr. Elias Munro never meant to insult an alien monarch, or feed one for that matter. When he boarded the diplomatic shuttle to Threxia 9, humanity's newest ally in the coalition, his only mission was to maintain the colony's biosphere data network. The diplomats and generals could handle the politics. Elias just wanted to make sure the weather towers didn't implode again. He didn't even have a proper uniform, just a coffee-stained research jacket and a lunchbox full of leftovers from the cafeteria. One stale sandwich, an apple, and a cup of pudding with his name written on the lid. He'd never imagined those would become the most important objects in human-alien relations. The Threxians were insectoid beings, graceful, towering, armored in iridescent plates that shimmered like oil in sunlight. Their queen, Xyla, ruled with a calm intelligence that both fascinated and intimidated human envoys. Her presence filled a room with an ancient gravity, like standing near a living monument. When Elias first saw her, he almost dropped his datapad. The meeting chamber was vast, walls of living coral and light woven from bioluminescent threads. Xyla sat upon a throne that pulsed like a heartbeat. Around her, attendants clicked and hissed softly, their mandibles twitching in anticipation. Elias had no business being there. He was supposed to be outside, fixing a faulty atmospheric sensor. But the lead diplomat, Ambassador Karan, had tripped over a root from one of the coral growths, sprained his ankle, and sent Elias to deliver a status update instead. So there he stood, surrounded by towering alien guards holding a lunchbox. Xyla studied him with 6 shimmering eyes. "You are not the silver tongue who speaks for your hive," she said, her voice a melodic vibration that reverberated through his bones. Elias swallowed hard. "No, Your Majesty, I'm the systems analyst, Dr. Elias Munro. Why have you entered my chamber with your sustenance bundle?" He blinked. "My what?" "Your meal," she said, gesturing delicately with a clawed appendage. "The object of nourishment. It exudes scent." Elias looked down at his lunchbox. The lid had popped open slightly, releasing the faint aroma of peanut butter and jelly. "Oh, sorry, Your Majesty. I didn't mean to bring it in here. I was just on break and—" "Open it," she commanded. He hesitated. "My lunch? Open it," she repeated, softer this time, but with the kind of softness that implied entire fleets could be destroyed if he refused. So he did. The hinges creaked as he lifted the lid, revealing the humble human meal. The queen leaned forward slightly, antennae waving. "You carry nourishment from your world?" Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly. Classic Earth food, peanut butter," she echoed, as if tasting the words. "Jelly." Her attendants clicked curiously, murmuring in their native tongue. Elias caught only fragments from the translator. Fruit preserve. Ground legumes. Primitive yet fragrant. Then, without warning, Xyla rose from her throne. The motion was liquid and mesmerizing, every plate and joint moving with impossible grace. She approached Elias slowly, towering over him. "May I partake of this? Ritual of consumption?" she asked. Elias froze. You want to eat my sandwich?" The guards tensed, unsure whether to intervene. Elias's brain screamed diplomatic disaster, but his mouth blurted, "Sure. I mean, yeah, of course. It's an honor." He handed her the sandwich with shaking hands. Xyla accepted it reverently, like a holy relic. She examined it from multiple angles, then extended a small proboscis-like appendage from beneath her mandibles. She took a bite. The room went utterly silent. Then, the queen let out a strange, resonant hum, a deep vibration that rippled through the air like music underwater. Her attendants froze. Elias feared he'd just poisoned the monarch, but Xyla's hum rose in pitch, shifting into something unmistakably joyful. This is sublime," she declared, words spread fast. By the next cycle, human sandwiches were the most coveted delicacy in the royal palace. Ambassador Karan couldn't stop smiling. "Dr. Munro, you've done more for interspecies diplomacy than any treaty in the last decade. The queen refuses to eat anything else." Elias wasn't sure how to feel about that. He was just glad he hadn't caused a galactic war. But then came the summons. The queen had personally requested his presence again. When he arrived, Xyla greeted him warmly. "Elias of Earth," she said, her voice carrying a faint purr. "Your nourishment was transcendent. I wish to consume it again, but only when you prepare it. He blinked. Wait, what? My attendants have tried to replicate your process, she explained. Yet the flavor lacks the essence, the bond. It's just peanut butter and jelly, he protested weakly. Zila tilted her head. Do you deny that your hands shaped it? That your thought guided its creation? Well, yeah, but then it carries your energy, she said simply. I cannot consume nourishment without your touch. Elias rubbed the back of his neck. So you're saying you won't eat unless I make your food? That is correct, the queen said solemnly. You are now my culinary envoy. For the next 2 months, Elias became an unlikely celebrity on Threxia 9. Every day, he entered the royal chamber with fresh sandwiches. He tried to vary them, grilled cheese, tuna melt, even spaghetti wrapped in tortillas, which Zila found bold and transcendent. Human cuisine swept through the Threxian court like wildfire. Dignitaries debated the symbolic meaning of condiments. Scholars wrote treatises on the harmony of bread layers, but for all the chaos, Elias noticed something deeper forming between himself and the queen. They began to talk, not just about food, but about their worlds, their fears, their dreams. Zila spoke of the loneliness of rule, the burden of leading a hive of billions. Elias confessed how small he sometimes felt, a simple scientist among politicians and soldiers. You carry kindness like warmth, she told him once. It seasons the air around you. He laughed awkwardly. That's just the peanut butter smell. But deep down, her words stirred something in him. Then came the crisis. A cargo transport carrying Earth produce was delayed by solar storms. The palace's stores of human ingredients dwindled to nothing. Within 3 days, Zila refused to eat at all. Her attendants grew frantic. The queen weakens, one whispered to Elias. She claims no food holds life without your preparation. Elias tried reasoning with her. You have to eat something. Even the Threxian nectar paste. She shook her head slowly. You do not understand. Your food carries more than flavor. It carries connection. Without it, everything tastes of ash. He felt helpless. Zila, I can't just make food out of thin air. She regarded him for a long moment, her multifaceted eyes shimmering. Then join me in the fast, she said softly. If I am to hunger, I will hunger with you. Something inside Elias broke then, not in pain, but in awe. This towering alien monarch was offering solidarity to him, a frail human scientist. He realized this wasn't just about food anymore. It was about trust, about the bridge between two species who had never truly seen each other as equals. He reached out, resting a tentative hand on one of her armored forelimbs. The surface was cool and pulsing faintly with bioluminescent veins. I'll find a way, he whispered. He spent the next 2 nights in the lab experimenting. Without earth ingredients, he used Threxian flora, sweet pollen grains, fibrous leaf wafers, and something that resembled honey but glowed faintly blue. He crafted a makeshift sandwich using local components, mimicking the shape and layering that Zila associated with his original meal. When he brought it before her, she hesitated, studying the glowing confection. This is not of your world, she murmured. No, he said, smiling tiredly. It's of ours. Zila took a small bite. Silence filled the chamber once more. Then, tears, luminescent droplets, formed at the corners of her eyes. You have given me more than nourishment, she whispered. You have given me belonging. The court chroniclers later recorded that moment as the Feast of Two Worlds, the day the Threxian queen and a human scientist broke bread made from both their worlds, sealing a friendship that would last generations. Years later, Elias would become a legend, a reluctant ambassador whose kindness shaped history. But to him, the greatest honor wasn't the medals or the monuments. It was the quiet ritual that continued in the Queen's chamber long after treaties were signed. Every week, they shared a meal together. Sometimes human, sometimes Threxian, sometimes a blend of both.
And every time Zila began the same way. You offered me your lunch, she would say, and I offered you my trust.
Now we feast, not as ruler and envoy, but as kin. Elias would smile, raising his cup of glowing nectar, to peanut butter diplomacy. And somewhere deep in the living walls of the palace, the coral lights pulsed brighter, as if the universe itself approved.